module, that is illumination. Okay, so basically till now I have completed two very important module like tractions. Okay, then electric heating. After that, that illumination portions will be started. Okay, so from the name of that, from the title of that topics, means title of that module, so we can see, so illuminations means, what is that? Illumination means basically it depends upon some lights. Okay, it depends on that lights, that's why that illuminations are there. Okay, so before starting that topic, okay, means module, we need to know basically it's a new it's a new module. Okay, so we need to know what is the motivations, means what, why and how. Okay, so what is the important portions of that illumination, means why illuminations and how we are going to be implement. Okay, so illuminations basically, what if you right now we are totally working in different smart concepts. Okay, working on different smart concepts like that, like that very common topic, it is smart lighting. Basically, if you see from the day one, means from the first class of that electrical utilizations classes, if you can remember, okay, you can understand. So our main motivation is that how the technology is changing towards the energy efficiency. Okay, so how can you enhance, how are we enhancing the efficiency of the overall system in the utilizations point of view, means practically, if we are working on that traction, so you can see different generations of traction that was discussed then, and we discussed about different technologies in terms of controlling aspects. Okay, for getting the better sophisticated control and good efficiency of the system. Similarly, in case of electric heating, same kinds of things. End of the day, our main target was that how efficiently energy can be transformed and you can utilize that electrical energy, okay, in the form of heat energy, and you can implement in your commercial appliance. Okay, so in illumination, same thing also happen if you have that light energy. Okay, so light energy, if why that is important, that in evening time, if we don't have any source of light, so how would I work? Okay, how do we work? Okay, so basically the developments of that, that movement of that civilizations, everything, technology movement. So light energy is the most important thing. Okay, so daytime no problem, after night time, so lot of electrical energy is uses. Okay, uses for that illumination purpose. So this chapter, actually that illumination chapter, is broadly classified. Actually, if you know that illumination is in electrical engineering, if you go for that further studies, different specializations are there. Okay, so first specialization, that one is your power system, that is very important specialization. Then one specialization is your measurement, okay, in and instrumentation, that is one another specializations. Power electronics and drives, that another specialization. Then that one right now, another new topics are coming, that is energy management. Okay, that is another specializations. And that illumination is another most important specialization. So it's a super specialty subjects, but what happened, we should discuss the very brief about these subjects for our real life implementations. Okay, so basically, that when you will be placed in a company like Philips. Okay, when you are going to be working as a design engineer. Okay, so how the reflectors will be look like that. That detailed specifications will not be disclosed by the companies. Okay, means manufacturing companies, but generalized idea you can get it. Okay, so that's why that entire illumination chapter is it's segregated few small categories. Okay, so like that, first we will start it with different terminologies. Okay, new type of terminologies are there, as well as the definitions of the terminologies that is most commonly used terminologies in illumination engineering. That is number one. Number two is that there are different laws are there, okay, in illuminations, laws of illuminations, it also been discussed. Okay, after that different examples are there. Okay, examples means numerical problems, so based on that previous concepts. Okay, different concept means we are discussing about different definitions, then different laws, then some radiator means reflector designing, like that way some small components are there. Okay, so based on that some numericals will be there. Basically practically that numerical problems are important for designing any kinds of thing. Okay, it may be utilization, it may be machines, it may be control system. End of the day that design problem is most important. So we should think and focused about the designing problem. Okay, so after finally we will discuss about defined illuminating substance. Defined illuminating substance means we are mainly concerned about the lamps. Different types of lamps we are going to be discussed: high pressure lamp, low pressure lamp. If there are different lamps are there, then you know that in carbon filament lamp, tungsten lamp, then sodium vapor lamp. So that I am telling you. So different low pressure, high pressure lamp and their illuminating capabilities. Okay, means especially that portion is important for the short note. Okay, so that's the total portions I will going to be covered by coming 2 weeks. Okay, so that's why I have means it's a quite a new type of things, illuminations. Okay, so you should practice side by side my classes, okay, in your class or copy. Okay, so first few important points are there. So how do you get that lighting? Means normally you know that in when you are in +2 level, okay, when you are in school, okay, so that time you know that we can see. So if we can heated any of the components, okay, any of the metals, what happens? So after if you give that increasing the intensity of the heat, then what happens? So gradually the temperature of that metal will be increased. Okay, so not exactly metal, I am not going to discuss like that way. Okay, normally that is written in solid body. Okay, solid body means it may sometimes what happen, sometimes some other components are also be there, means some non-metals also be there that can also carry the heat. Okay, so it's not like that, but that conduction of the heat is the very common criteria of the metal. Actually, if you see the properties of the metal, so some non-metals are also be there, like you know that graphite, no, that are actually following that electricity. Okay, so some other instance also be there, means elements, or you know like the solid bodies are also be there that can also carry the heat. So if we increase that heat, and heat is an energy. Okay, so increase that heat energy, so temperature is an effect. Okay, if heat is caused, so temperature is an effect. Okay, so if heat is increased, means heat energy is increased with the substance, so temperature also will gradually increase. Okay, due to the increasing of the temperature, so what happened that you know that after certain time, so the radiations, okay, that light radiations also been changed. The wavelength of the light radiation is changing. That is called that temperature incandescence. Okay, so that radiant efficiency. Okay, so we are much more concerned about that radiant efficiencies. So emitting light from any of the substance, that is called illuminations. Okay, so what are the most important points so that we need to be discussed? Okay, basically it's your introductory portion. So what are the most important points? So artificial light. So first our agenda is to producing the artificial light. So that's why it is called that producing the artificial light consists of the rising of the solid body or the vapor of the incandescence. Okay, incandescence by applying the heat energy. Okay, so that is the first point. So increasing the heat energy, so how they are changing. Okay, so it is found that as the body of the, it is found that as the body is gradually heated above the room temperature. Okay, so gradually increasing gradually the substance in the room temperature, from the room temperature. Okay, it began to radiate the energy. You know that that is very basic concept. Radiate the energy and surrounding medium. Okay, so where it will radiate the energy? From the surrounding medium to the surrounding medium, form of the electromagnetic wave. Basically, light is an example of a electromagnetic wave with the various wavelengths. So if you increase the temperature, so that emitting light wavelength also will change. That is the main motto. Okay. The nature of this radiant energy depends on the temperature of the hot body. That in my last class, means last module, I discussed about the infrared radiations. Are you getting that? So heat spot was developed. Okay, in insulator. Okay, if there is uneven or unequal distribution of heat energy, so heat some hot spot are developed, and that may cause for infrared radiations. Okay, that also infrared, you know that one, infrared camera. Okay, hotspot camera. So normally you know that very common well means widely known implementation in crickets. Okay, so you know that, so that concept is not so old. In that was normally used in different fault detection of transmissions line. Okay, so different is checking up the health of the insulator. Okay, so temperature of the body, okay, of the hot body. So thus when the temperature is low, the radiate energy is in the form of the heat waves, but when a certain temperature is reached, the light wave also radiate out of the additions of the heat wave by the body becomes luminous. Okay, so that's why if in heat energy is more, so body become after certain temperature it glowing, and it can illuminating some light energy. Okay, so further increase of the temperature. Okay, stepwise it is discussed. Further increase of the temperature, okay, that produce an increase of the amount of both kind of radiations, but color of light or the visible radiations changes from the bright red to orange to yellow, and finally it comes to the white. Okay, so when heat energy is very high enough, so it will be in white color. So it is changing from the red, orange, then yellow, then finally it goes to the white. So that's a very common sense, and we have already I think from your plus 2 level idea. Okay. Now, if the temperature is increased, then wavelength of the visible radiation goes become shorter. If wavelength is increasing, then it will be visible, it will be shorter, means after that it will not be visible anymore. Okay, so it should be noted that heat waves are identical light wave except they are longer wavelength and hence produce no impression on the retina. So if it is more, so there will be no impression in the retina. Basically, it will be the out of the range of our sight wavelength. Okay. So obviously, from the point of view of the light emission, heat energy represents so that the wastage of energy. So like wastage of energy. So we need to minimize that wastage of energy. Okay, that's how efficiently we can implement, how efficiently we can use the lighting system. Okay, in the current concept, sorry, in the current applications. Okay, that is the main motivations of this study. Okay, so it is found, that the maximum radiant efficiency would be occur about 6 to 00 degrees centigrade. Okay, and even the value of the maximum efficiency would be 20%. Okay, since the temperature is far above the highest that has yet to be obtained in the practice, obviously that actual efficiency of the artificial source of light, okay, it depends upon the temperature incandescence is low. Okay, so it depends upon our radiant efficiency. Okay, so enter the thing is depends on your radiant efficiency. So what is radiant efficiency? Radiant efficiency is the ratio of energy radiated out from a light. Okay, energy radiated, ratio of energy radiated out in the form of light with the total energy radiated out from the hot body. Okay, so how much energy radiated from the light, okay, divided by how much energy radiated out by the hot body. Okay, so both are different. So if it is light is coming, means definitely that is that one. So light is, the wavelength will be changing, like changing of the temperature of the hot body. Okay, so what is the energy coming from the hot body, that you need to measure, and how much when the energy is radiated from when it is illuminating, the hot body is illuminating, that you need to calculate. So you will get the ratio both of them and you will get the radiant efficiency. Okay, that's the basic concept. Now what are the next points are there? Some important definitions are there. Okay, so for the illumination, so first one is the solid angle. Okay, so solid angle means what? Solid angle is, it's an, it's an angular ratio. Okay, so angular deviation, it is defined as a omega, and the unit of the solid angle is stereo. So that is ratio of the area per unit radius square. Okay, so if you have the spherical, actually what happen in case of illumination, all the things is like that, point out, that your here can see one standard candle, one candle is there. Okay, so candle, the tip is considered like a center. Okay, so most of the thing you can see it's can calculated like that, polar form means it's in curvature. Okay, so it's an like that, it's an curvature like a spherical form of that transmitting of that energy. Okay, means light is there, just center point, and enter the light is emitting or it is distributed through spherical. Okay, so that's the concept is normally used. So area A is that area what, consider an area A which is a part of the sphere of the radius. So that I am telling you, the distribution is in spherical in nature. Same assumption and convention. Okay, so what happens? So A is that area of the entire sphere, and what is R? R is the radius of the sphere, and unit is the steradian. Okay, let us find the solid angle omega sustained by this area at the center C. At the center C means that from where, means from center C light is emitting, means illuminating. Okay, that object is in point C, that candle is situated here at point C. Okay, C of the sphere. Okay, the C for this purpose the left point C we join to every point on the edge of the area of A. Okay, so you can add every point of the area of A, so that is called that edge. Okay, edges of the area of the point A, and the angle enclosed by the cone of point C is given the solid angle. So you can see if total sphere is there. Okay, the sphere is there, you have to find out how much area you need to cover. So you just mark out that area A, okay, over the sphere. Okay, then 2 points will be there, you can connect that 2 points to your C. Okay, C means center. And how the connections length? Connection length, definitely it's a sphere, so definitely its length is r, means radius. So omega is coming in between angle of that your area, okay, that you are going to define and connected to the center. It may be 3D, it may be 2D. Okay, I think you can realize that one. So that angle is the solid angle. Okay, solid angle is most important. Okay, the unit of the solid angle is known as SR, defined as SR, means steradian. Okay, so if the above equations A equals to R square, okay, that area is R square. So R square by R square equals to omega. Omega equal to 1. Okay, so both radius area is similar to your radius, so it will be coming 1. So hence the standard area defined as the angle subtends at the center of the sphere, the at a part at the surface having an equal area to radius square. Okay, so I think you can understand, it's simple thing. Okay, with the solid angle, then definitions, then we can go different definitions. So all well known terminology is your candela. Okay, candela, it is known as CD. In simply form it is known as CD. So here the definition is given. Okay, so what is the definition of candela? That is standard definition taken from any references. Okay, so it is available in any of the books. Okay, utilization means illumination book. So it is unit. Okay, it is the unit of the luminous intensity. Okay, so what is the unit? Luminous intensity unit is candela. Okay, unit is, it is a unit, okay, of the luminous intensity of a source. Okay, source means here who is the source? The candle. Candle is the source. Okay, it is defined as 1/60th of the luminous intensity per centimeter square of a black body radiator at the temperature of the solidifications of the platinum, that is 2024 degree Kelvin. Normally degree is not written, it should not be written like degree. So why actually degree Kelvin means it's similar to your centigrade, means 2045 degrees centigrade. Okay, so it's a definition. So what is candela? Candela is a unit of the luminous intensity. Okay, so a source of one candela is emits a source of one candela. It's a unit of luminous intensity. Okay, intensity means it's nearer to the you know that intensity, flux intensity, current intensity, like that way, luminous intensity. Okay, candela, 1 lumen per steradian. Okay, so 1 lumen per steradian is your candela. Okay, so total flux emitted all around it is 4 pi into 1 equal to 4 pi lumen. Okay, so it is coming what? So 1 lumen per steradian is equal to 1 candle. Okay, so now second one is the luminous flux. Okay, intensity is there, it is candela, then luminous flux. Okay, that is phi or F, defined as a phi or F. Okay, it is the light energy. What is luminous flux? It is light energy radiated out per second, from the body in form of the luminous light wave. Means per second how much light energy is coming from the illuminating elements. Okay, illuminating elements, or you can say like the body of the luminous light waves. Okay, so what is this? It is the light energy radiated out per second from the body in the form of luminous light wave. Okay, since it is a rate of flow of energy. Okay, so it is a rate of flow of energy. Why rate of flow? Basically, we are telling the light energy per second. Okay, so per second means it is rate of flow of energy. Okay, it is the short of power unit. Unit of the luminous flux in lumen. Okay, so luminous flux, it is unit is lumen. The flux content. So what is the definition? Flux content per unit solid angle of the source of one candela or standard candle. It is called lumen. Okay, so unit of the luminous flux is lumen. So lumen is defined as a flux content. Okay, how much luminous flux content per unit solid angle. Okay, so all kinds of calculation is done by the reference of solid angle. So solid angle is the master unit. Okay, so most important unit. So you are containing the how much flux is coming out. Okay, from the per unit solid angle of a source. Okay, of one candela, that is called the lumen. Okay, approximately the relation between the lumen and the electric unit of power in watt is given by 1 lumen equal to how much watt is there? 0.0016 watt. Okay, so it is very low. Okay, so next one is a lumen hour. Okay, lumen hour is similar to what? It is similar to like that watt hour. So here you can see the standard candle is there. It is your standard candle. So 1 steradian. So you know that is your omega. That angle is your omega. Omega means solid angle. Okay, so solid angle means steradian. So it is in 3D. So how much area? You know that one is your area. Area A. It is there, na? Area A. So how much flux or how much energy? Okay, light energy is coming. Okay, so per unit area, that is called 1 lumen. So 1 lumen is an example. Sorry, is an unit of luminous flux. I think all of you will understand. The lumen hour. So how much you know that is in per unit rate in second is there. So if it will be in 1 hour, okay, so that how much lumen is passing over 1 hour, so that will be your lumen hour, like your watt hour energy calculation, like that. Watt hour is an unit of energy, na? So like these kinds of things. So it is a quantity of light delivered in 1 hour by a flux of 1 lumen. Okay, that is your lumen hour unit. Okay, so next important unit is your luminous intensity. Okay, so next one is the luminous intensity. So what is the definitions of the luminous intensity? So it is also known as the candle power. Okay, luminous intensity, or it is also known as candle power, defined as a I. Okay, I is your luminous intensity. So what is defined? The luminous intensity of a point source in any particular direction is given by the luminous flux radiated per unit solid angle is that direction. So luminous flux. Okay, so it was a luminous flux per unit solid angle. Okay, so luminous flux. So it is called luminous flux per unit solid angle that you need to calculate in same direction. Okay, direction should not be changed, so direction will be same. Okay, so in other word, the solid angle flux density of the source is specific directions. Okay, so if d phi is the change of luminous flux. Okay, the luminous flux radiate out of the source within the solid angle dw, the state radian within dw state radian in any of the particular direction, then I equal to what? D phi dw. Okay, so change of luminous flux intensity. What is phi? Flux is phi is luminous flux intensity, luminous flux. Okay, change of luminous flux with the unit state radian. Okay, so unit solid angle, you can say like that. If the flux is measured in lumen, okay, if the flux is measured in lumen, okay, so the solid angle in state radian, so lumen per state radian, that unit Lm by SR, that unit is also known as the candela. Okay, so we will get another definition of candela. Okay, so if lumen by state radian, the unit is coming from candela. Okay, if the source has an average luminous intensity I, Lm by SR, or I candela, then the total flux radiated by all around phi equal to what? Phi equal to, definitely it is flux content, so it is phi equal to omega into I. So basically I equal to what? Phi by omega intensity. Okay, so I by omega, sorry, phi by omega equal to I. So phi equal to what? Omega into I. Okay, so you know that omega pi radian, so it is to 4 pi. Okay, so 4 pi is you can maximum value of omega equal to 4 pi. So 4 pi I lumen, that answer will be like that. Okay, simple thing. Okay, then you need to find out the mean spherical candle power. Okay, so you have to calculate the mean spherical candle power. So generally the luminous intensity, okay, the luminous intensity or the candle power of a source is different in the different directions. Okay, so that direction is most important. Okay, different in different directions. So here you know that the terminology of direction is mentioned. Okay, here also you can get the direction. Okay, so direction is important. So different in different directions. Okay, the average candle power, the average candle power of a source is the average value of the candle power in all the directions. Okay, so you have to find out the average candle power. Okay, how to find out the average power, average candle power? So you have to use that MSCP. MSCP full form is mean spherical candle power. So you have the total solid angle 4 pi. So total flux in lumen divided by total solid angle, that is called MSCP. Okay, so what is that average candle power of a source in the average value of the candle power in all the direction. Okay, obviously it is given the total flux. Okay, so what is this? It is given the total flux in lumen emitted in all the direction in all planes divided by 4 pi. So this average candle power is also known as mean spherical candle power. Why spherical? Basically that I am telling you. So you have to consider like a circle, but in 3D the circle is sphere, and radius is R, overall area is A, and omega is your solid angle. So you are calculating everything in terms of omega. Okay, intensity, then density. Okay, so MSCP is what? You are getting the mean value means total solid angle 4 pi is there. Okay, so you are getting that MSCP means mean spherical candle power. So total flux in lumens divided by your 4 pi. So next point is your what? That is mean hemispherical candle power. Okay, so sometimes what happens, hemisphere is there. Okay, so here you are considering about the spherical, the entire sphere you are considering. If it is hemisphere, then what happened? So mean hemispheric candle power you need to calculate. Okay, so flux emitted in a hemisphere. Okay, so what happened? Here you are considered sphere, so total flux in lumen. Okay, what is the definition of lumen? Definition of lumen was, here you are given the flux contain the per unit solid angle source for the one candle or standard angle. So that is your lumen definition. Okay, so now if you are going for that hemisphere candle power, MHS CP, so what is your formula? That is flux emitted in a hemisphere whole divided by 2 pi. So total angle will be reduced up to 4 pi by 2, means it is 2 pi, it is coming like that way. Okay, so then reduction factor, what is reduction factor? It's defined as F. Okay, F is the ratio between the MSCP, okay, mean spherical candle power whole divided by MH mean hemisphere spherical candle. S is missed over here, so it will be mean hemispheres candle power. Okay, so what is mean hemisphere candle power? That is the average is taken over the hemisphere instead of sphere. Okay, so normally you are taking in the sphere, but instead of hemisphere. Okay, what happened if the direction is only for the one hemisphere? So no need to take the another direction. Okay, so that is hemisphere is more than sufficient. So in that case, you can consider or you can calculate the mean value instead of you can calculate the mean value with the hemisphere value instead of sphere calculations. Okay, then this average candle power is known as mean hemispherical candle power, MHSCP. Okay, it is given by the total flux emitted in a hemisphere, usually the lower one, divided by the solid angle. That I am telling you, divided by the solid angle. Both the cases you are dividing with the solid angle. Steradian subtended with the point of source of the hemisphere. So flux emitted in the hemisphere whole divided by 2 pi is your solid angle. So then reduction power, that I have already told you. So it is in ratio. Okay, source is given in the ratio. Both the calculation you can do and you can calculate that value of F. Okay, where MACP is the mean horizontal candle power. Okay. Okay, so H is your mean horizontal, okay, not hemispherically. Okay, so in case of hemisphere it is MHS, okay, hemisphere HS, but if it is only horizontal, so it is horizontal candle power. It also refers the spherical reduction factor, okay, that F is also known as spherical reduction factor. Then illuminance of the or the illuminations, okay, so illuminations or the illuminance, okay. When the illumination flux falls on a sphere, okay, or the surface, it is said to be illuminated. Okay, the illumination of the surface is measured by the normal luminous flux per unit received by it. So normal luminous flux per unit area. Okay, that is your illumination that you need to find out. Okay, so if d phi is the luminous flux in the incident normally on the area of dA, so then E equal to d phi dA equal to phi by A. Okay, so E equal to illuminations. Okay, so I think you are getting the expression illuminations. Illumination is d phi dA or phi by A. Okay, in broad sense. Now the luminance, okay, the luminance of an extended source. Okay, so that we can see if the suppose the area has changed to delta A, okay, of an element of the area is extended, okay, extended source, the source is there. If the source area has changed from the diagram, you can see the extended source, okay, extended source delta A. So it was your delta A initially, now it is changed to delta A dash, means now that source is changes from this point to here. Okay, it is changed, okay, with the angle of what? With the angle of phi angle. Okay, so what is extended source? The delta t is the luminous intensity. Okay, so luminous intensity is there, delta I luminous intensity is there. Okay, when viewed on the direction of the making angle phi with the perpendicular to the surface of the source. Okay, perpendicular to the surface of the source, that is perpendicular. Okay, surface of the source. This is illuminating surface, perpendicular. So you can see it is perpendicular with the illuminating surface. Then luminance of the source illuminate given by, so L you have to calculate. L equal to what? Okay, so delta I by delta A. Now delta A has changed to delta A dash. Okay, what is the value of delta A dash? Delta A dash equal to delta A cos phi. Okay, so delta I by delta A dash. So it is candela per meter square. Okay, so where delta A dash equal to delta A cos phi. So that surface has changed. I think you can understand. Okay. So area of the source element projected onto the plane perpendicular to the specific direction. So it is perpendicular to the specific direction, as will be the same from E equal to no E equal to what? E equal to I cos phi by d square. Okay, so you know that is you put it equation number 1, E equal to I cos phi by d square. So delta equal to what happened? Delta I by delta d square into cos phi is there. Okay, so you can change it. Okay, means instead of that delta portion you have added with that, but the d didn't change. Okay, means basically it is fixed na. Okay, distance is fixed. Now substituting delta I, so delta is there. Okay, so you can replace from equation number 1 and get it. So delta E equal to L delta A cos phi by d square. Okay, delta A by cos phi by d square, it is coming. So so it is coming that L cos phi d omega. Okay, so finally we will get it. Okay, so basically what is d omega? D omega is coming from that value. Okay, d omega is there. D omega equal delta A by r square. Okay, here it is d. So directly it is coming d omega. Okay, so d omega equals to delta A dash by d square steradian. Okay, so now you can calculate E by integrating the entire thing. So you're getting that one integrations. Finally it is coming L and integral of cos theta d omega. So but one consideration is that L is constant. Okay, if L has changed, so you will not getting that one. So L is what? Luminance. Okay, so we will get that expressions with extended source. Okay, so another important definitions are still there. Okay, so what are the another important definition? So that is luminous existence M of the surface. Okay, so what is luminous existence M? At a point of a surface is defined as the luminous flux. Okay, defined as luminous flux emitted per unit area. So luminous flux is emitted per unit area in all the direction. If an element of the illuminated area delta A emits a total flux delta phi in all direction over the over a solid angle 2 pi steradian, then that M equals to coming delta phi by delta A, that is lumen per meter square. Okay, so that is your luminous extents of the surface. Okay, so it can be also proved that M equal to pi into L. Okay, you can replace that, so you will get from diffuse source. So different sources are there. The center pointed source, some diffuse source, other different sources are also be there. Okay, so that is your luminous excitance. Okay, so then next point is your transmittance or of an illuminated diffuse reflecting surface. Okay, so that is transmittance of your illuminated diffuse reflecting surface. So it is defined as the ratio of the total luminous flux transmitted by it or the total flux incident on it. Okay, so how much flux is transmitted and how much flux is incident. Okay, so that you can getting from there. Okay, what is the relation between M and T? Okay, M and T. So it is relation is illuminance E is there, M is your luminous excitance, and T is your transmittance. So M means how much excitance to the surface equals to T into E. Okay, M equal to T into E. Illuminance into transmittance equal to total luminous excitance. Okay, or T equal to M by E. Okay, so you have some alpha beta absorptions of the surface is there. Okay, So T equal to what? Rho plus alpha. T plus rho plus alpha equal to 1. Okay, so where alpha is the absorptions, okay, and what is rho? Rho is the reflections. Sometimes reflection and refraction. Okay, reflections and refraction, but refraction terminal you can neglect more the cases more overall, but you can say like that it is reflection. Okay, so that alpha, so reflection ratio, you know that reflection ratio like light energy coefficient of the reflection or reflectance. Okay, rho, the given in the luminous flux reflected from the small area of the surface. So you know the reflections, laws of reflections. Okay, if it is emitted, then it is reflected to the previous medium. Okay, the total flux incident upon on it. So rho equal to m by e. Okay, the relation rho equal to m by e. You can replace them ratio of the luminous excitants and illuminants. Okay, it is always less than unity. Okay, so it is always less than unity. The value is 0 for the ideal black body. Okay, why it is 0? So black body can catch everything. Okay, so no heat means nothing can be coming out from the black body. Okay, unit of a perfect reflector. Okay, so next important points to another definitions are there, that is specific output of the specific output or the efficiency. So that amount of thing you have considered. So now efficiency means electrical, in we are studying in the terms of electrical engineering. So how much input you are given and how much output you are received from that calculations. Okay, that is our main concept, or that is our main calculations. Okay, from that study. Okay, so specific output or the efficiency of a lamp is a ratio of luminous flux. Okay, ratio of luminous flux to the power intake. Okay, power intake means electrical power intake. Okay, so unit is lumen per watt. The unit is lumen per watt for the following relation. So lumen per watt, you have considered lumen equal to 4 pi into MSCP. Okay, MSCP means spherical. That lumen means MS. MSCP into that is solid angle, that is lumen, and what is already there, input what is there. So lumen you can write down W, Lm by W equal to 4 pi MSCP. Okay, so watt by watt per MSCP. Okay, so again you know that since F equal to MSCP by MHCP. Okay, so you can replace that MSCP value. So F into MHCP. Okay, so lumen per watt equal to, you can replace that value. So automatically F will be there. Okay, F will be there and watt by MSCP. Okay, F by MSCP. Sorry, it will be MHCP. It will be not MSCP. It will be MHCP. Okay, you have to change. It is not S. It will be MH. Okay. So in MSCP, from point of view, watt by MSCP. Okay, so this is your watt, and watt by MSCP equal to what? Lumen. Okay, it will be cross multiplication. That portion will be there. It will be there. So 4 pi by lumen by watt. 4 pi by lumen by watt. So from here you can cross multiply. Watt per MSCP will be left hand side and lumen by watt will be in your denominator. 4 pi by lumen by watt. So you know that value. So lumen by so you can replace the value of F. Okay, directly it will coming like that way. Lumen by watt equal to what? It is 4 pi F by watt per MSCP. So you can replace that, you will get it. Okay, so also watt by MSCP. So individually you will find out. This is watt by MSCP. Now watt by MHCP. Okay. So watt by MHCP equal to what? F 4 pi whole divided by lumen by watt. F 4 pi whole divided by lumen by watt. Okay, so you can replace that one. So in form of MSCP you can write down it. Okay, in MSCP you can simply write down it. Okay, so all the way you can reform. So okay, the formulas. So okay, so the simple thing, but they are written in different manner. Okay, next one is your specific consumptions. Okay, specific consumptions means what? It is defined as the ratio. Okay, it's defined as a ratio of the power input, okay, to the average candle power. So how much power input is there, and you are getting how much average power from your candle actually. Okay, it is expressed in time of watt per average candle. Okay, or what are MSCP? Okay, spherical. So mean spherical candle power. Okay, so MSCP. So I think you can understand. So then summary is there regarding the symbols and the unit. Okay, different quantity, illuminating quantity of symbols and unit. So what are the first thing is that luminous flux. The unit is lumen. Okay, and symbol is A for phi. Important thing. Luminous intensity or candle power. It is also known as candela CD. Symbol is CD. I it is written, but sometimes that CD is candela. Symbol is I. Okay. Illumination or luminance, it is E. Okay, lumen per meter square, or it is also known as lux. Okay, lux. The lumens or the brightness. Okay, it is candle per meter square, that is candela per meter square actually. L or B, you can say like that. Luminance means L and brightness is B. Okay, luminance existence, it is symbol is M. Okay, lumen per meter square. These all are the most important quantity and the symbols. So today I am discussing up to these portions, means up to the definitions. Okay, so you can study it to your home. Okay, and try to recap all those things. It is new terminologies, I think, from your side, I think so. So that's why some practicing is required, otherwise you will confuse. Okay, at the time of exam you will confuse. So try to start the study on illuminations. Okay, tomorrow I'll discuss about some laws of illumination. Okay, so tomorrow I'll take an extra class from 11:45, in between 11:45 to 12, and the class will be started and it will be continue up to 1. Okay, so those who are interested, they can attend. Okay, so next portion I'll discuss in my next class, means tomorrow, means Wednesday class, based on your laws of illuminations. Okay, so thank you. I think this is enough for today. So if you have any confusion, you can ask me, or better you first study it, then if you face any kind of confusion, you can ask me again. We can rediscuss some of that portions. Okay, I hope all of you are able to understand that what is illuminations, what are the different, then what is solid angle, what are the purpose of the illuminations. Okay, how it is coming. Okay, how we are going to calculate it. Okay, I think thank you for today's class.